Okay, new owners, we're going to show you why your hood fails sometimes and other times it doesn't. You're going to want to do this test on your latches and you'll see. Not all of the latches are produced at precision, and some will have slight differences that leads up to this whole problem. And I found that you get some sort of a round device. This goes in my drill, and it's very close to the same diameter as the latch striker. This is really a good test to determine how well the latch is going to work. I have it depressed right now. I just released it, simulating pulling the latch release lever. There's a cable back here that did that. Now, if you'll notice, you have a lever here that the striker is going to hit. Now, you might be able to see the hood can be adjusted either left or right, so the striker could hit over here as it comes down, creating a latch. Now that one worked good. I'm gonna hit over this way and see. It latches every time, and I'm gonna tell you, I have absolutely no trouble with this latch ever latching. I can hit this thing at any position and it will latch. Hit it over there, it latches. Hit it from this angle and it latches securely. Never had it to fail. The passenger side, I have to fail if I do not take care to exert good pressure and a pushing motion toward this side. Folks, I want you to see that this latch on the passenger side is mounted opposite of the way the other latch on the driver's side is mounted. If you'll notice, the mechanism, you can see the springs and all of that, and the lever is over on this side. On the other side, the lever is over there, so you see not the bolt side, but the bracket side of that latch. So the significance of this and why your passenger side fails more frequently is the way that the striker hits the latch. If it hits it on this side, you see this one will not latch unless you give it some force, and then even then it will not latch. Now, if it hits over in this direction, on this side, it will latch. And there's a reason for that. And I don't know if it's important to, to show you that. The effect is what you're after. A latch design, the tolerance of the base of this bracket is such that on this side, it does not latch the detent before it hits the base down in here. So if your hood is coming down and hits this side, it's not going to latch. Possibly it will latch once in a while, but if it comes down and hits this side, it's going to latch. What I'm showing you is, let's see, this base plate here, it's in such a position that they wanted with the design for it to be a tight fit. In other words, they don't want a lot of play in there, or you're going to have the hood moving up and down. So they want it as close as they can get it, but with that close tolerance, you have opportunity to fail if you don't have enough tolerance. The latch is one assembly, so moving, trying to adjust with these bolts is going to move the whole assembly up and down. So that's not going to give you any correction. The only thing that would help is to replace the lock with a lock that operates the way the driver's side does. This one, if I had my opportunity to get another latch, I would get one that would pass this test. I'm telling you guys, this is the secret to why this thing does not latch all the time. There are latches out there that are better than other latches, and you may have a latch like I do that will not pass the test. Simple and to the point. If this latch, if I reversed them, I'm sure that if I had the driver's side latch over here, I wouldn't have problems here. I would have it on the driver's side. So let's do it over here. No problem. I've tested both this latch and the driver's latch. I cannot get it to fail ever. There's plenty, no matter where I hit it, it will latch. If I hit it over here, I'm telling you, a latch test. Take it into your dealer. Say, I want a latch that will pass Sam's test. And you will have much less problems with your latches. Now, one of the things is you want to make sure that these cables are not tight. If this is tight right off the bat, then you may have a cable adjustment. We don't want to say that latches won't latch if the cable is not adjusted properly. You can almost bet that if you have play like that in your latch cable, you're not interfering with your latch operation at the rear. So I don't think that's as big a problem as the latch itself. As I've proved on the passenger side, it definitely, positively does not latch when you just manually try to latch it. And you can't test this under the hood. You drop the hood and just everything's going to happen. When you do a test, a control test, you have a chance to view what is happening. And so I'm trying to enlighten you. I haven't replaced mine because I found that I can adjust my closure. I have the extended range hood hinges, so I have to close it different than a stock hinge. I don't use gravity to close my hood. I use force. I have to actually overcome the gas shock to get mine to close. So I have a different type of closure, and I have videos showing the closure technique that I've developed that overcomes my passenger side lock failure. And I get a lock latching every time, or a latch to latch every time, by putting the correct pressure over to overcome it. So those are your options. Just find out what it takes to the pressure. A stock hinge, you're not too much you can do other than drop it. So I'll leave it to you as to how you're going to solve it. I'm just trying to help you identify the problem. If you can't identify the problem, you don't know what to do. So Adjustments are big and very important, but the latch itself is a big culprit. Okay, good luck on your latching issues, and I hope this will help in determining what your problem might be. Okay, it's very important for me to tell you this because you're going to be testing your latches. You're going to do this little latch test that I talked about. But on these front latches, the way this goes into the latch kind of as a zigzag, when you push on this, notice you can get that to happen. If that happens, you've got a whole brand new problem. See, that will not latch because that is cocked. So when you do this, it's probably better to release the latches, especially these front ones, with the lever, the latch release lever. Now to clear this, just simply pull that over and there, you're clear. You need to know that, or you're gonna be calling me and Sam, I can't now latch my latches. What'd you do to me? That's the problem. So don't push this to the point that it locks that over. It may not be the best. See what's happening? It's not good. So don't do that. The front ones, do it over there. You could end up doing the same thing on the front ones. So my advice is to hit the latch release, okay?